So just like my previous video, I'm going to be doing 5 example solves with the Roux method, but this time I'm going to be doing them one-handed because I think a lot of people struggle with Roux one-handed, and I just want to show you that there's a few simple tricks that you can use to make it a lot easier. So let's get started. The scrambles are in the description, like always. And this first one, I'm doing orange block with white on bottom. So this is already solved. The corners are this one and this one. So this corner pairs with this one, and this corner pairs with this edge. So it's actually a pretty straightforward block. So I would do U prime to put this corner back here, R2F to pair them, and then what that would actually do is bring this up here and pair it up with this, because this would flip, and then U prime, R wide, B prime, and out of all of that, the DR edge would just come right here. So I'll show you how I would execute that right now. So I use left hand in case you didn't know that. So U prime, R2, F prime, no, that's F, and then U prime, R wide, and this is one of the tricks you have to learn for one-handed. Instead of rotating and doing U prime, instead of doing X prime, U prime for B prime, you take this finger right here and do it like an F prime. And that's a lot faster. So right here, I see this, and I know that these two are one of the pairs, so I'm probably going to solve that first, but I see these corners, these 3 corners are not these 4 corners are not the one that go with this, so it has to be this. And I see blue here, so I'm thinking maybe it's going to pair up easier, which it is. Just like that. And just easy 2-gen case. Sorry, it's sort of hard to do this one-handed while showing the camera what I'm doing. CMLL. Not much to say here. Just like that. And then last 6 edges. It's going to be sort of hard to see this for you guys. LR edges on the bottom. And then I see I have a horizontal line, and these two are matching, so it's going to be the columns case. Second scramble, we're doing red block with white bottom. So this DL edge is already solved. We already have the pair right here. So it's pretty obvious how to insert this, just R wide prime F. And the other 2 pieces are this corner and this edge. So this edge would just move right here with red, and then the red would do an F, and the corner would just do an R prime, so it would be there. And they could be paired with a U, and then RU prime B is the rest of the block. And this edge would just do an F, because it would do a U and then a U prime, and it would stay right here with white on top. So I'm going to know, I know I'm doing U prime and then R2 or something like that. So I'll start that right now. R wide prime F, and then U to pair those up like that. And then similar to the B prime where you go like that, this time you do it like that for a B, and then U prime R2, and I knew this corner was going to be like that. That's why I didn't do the other pair. So I orient the corner. Now I have this easy case. In these 2 second blocks, I got lucky. I got some oriented edges, but hopefully in the next ones I get something more interesting. For this, the normal alg preserves edge orientation, but I'm just going to do one that flips, so I get the arrow. Wow, I just messed that up. Okay. That was not very good. Sorry about that. Anyways, moving on to last 6 edges. For this, you either want to table abuse like I am doing right now, with the front right edge on the bottom, or you're going to want to do it like Kavin or Guru on YouTube does, like this. That's a little harder for me, but maybe you find it easier. Enough talking, next scramble. So in this one we're doing the green-white block. This edge is solvable with a D move, just like that. And then the other pieces are this one, and those would be solved by RU prime, RB prime. And then what that would do is to this edge, just put it down here. This corner would move over here and then come on top with white. So then the rest of the block is R prime, U, R prime, U, F prime. So I'll do that right now. D, R, U prime, R, pairs those in the back. And then B prime, just like I showed you before, like this. And then R prime, U, F prime. And then I see this pair, but I think, there it is, yep. I bet on that happening, so Geez, I got oriented edges again. So here, in one-handed, it's important to pay attention to the orientation of edges. So sometimes if you can do wide moves to orient an edge, that's good. But in this case, if I do an R prime, I get this 2-gen case, which is very bad. But if I do an R wide prime, I get this second block case that's really quick. It's just like that. And then this CMLL, I know the arrow is going to still be there, which it is. And oh, right here, there's a special trick. I see if I insert it normally, I'm going to get a 6 flip. So I'm going to do it like this. And that just skipped 4C. For this fourth scramble, we're doing the blue and white block. It's not very finger tricky for one-handed, but it's pretty efficient, and I'd probably do it anyway. So what I would see is this pair, and then that goes with this edge, and these two. So do F, R, that wasn't supposed to happen. So I'd flip this edge like that, R wide prime, F prime, and that actually makes a line over here, and this is now ready to be inserted. But before I do that, I can do D2, U2, and then pair these up, just like that, and there's the first block. Second block, I can do something like this, RY to U prime R2, and then this 2-gen pair right here. And I remembered that the edge is right there, so I'm gonna bring it to the top with an R wide prime, and then U, and then just this fast 2-gen pair, just like that. And I have Nicholas. And before I did that, I remembered where this was, and I know that after it moves over this way because you have to AUF Nicholas, and I knew blue-white was in the back. So orient. I know I have cycle, M prime. So on this fifth and final scramble, we can see we have this orange and green pair. So I was thinking of doing green, but I found something interesting with orange, and I don't want to do all green and blue because that would be too easy for Kevin to follow along. Ha ha ha. I'm so mean. No, that's not the reason. I just want to show this cool thing, this advanced technique, I guess you can call it. So the orange center isn't actually inserted with this, but we can just ignore that for now. So starting like this, we can just do F wide prime to solve that like this. So now we have this sort of pseudo block, and then the other pair is this and this. So I can go UR U prime F2, remembering that this is back here. And then from this position, we see that if we do an R wide 2, we get this on top here while putting this at the bottom, just like that. So then they can be inserted like this, and that actually oriented this edge, so easy 2-gen. This case right here, it's just the inverse of Sexy Sledge, and I'll do it with wide moves to preserve the arrow. And I saw this was down here, so while I'm orienting, just like that, oops, I forgot to put the, actually no, it doesn't matter, never mind. Now I can fix the centers, and now I have to do edge orientation again, so that technique is too advanced for me. Right, so even though I messed up like 2 or 3 times in this video, hopefully I showed you one or two things that'll help you with Roux OH. It's really fast. I average like 13 and a half, nope, slower than that, like 13.9, barely sub 14, but Kevin averages like 12.5, so it's pretty obvious that it's a viable method, and if you use Roux for two-handed, you should definitely practice OH. It's a lot of fun. I hated it before, but I like it now. And yeah, I hope that video helped you.